Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over what coins to mine before the Ethereum merge. We're also going to look at the Ethereum price, see what it's doing first off, and then we're going to go into what coins to mine before the merge. So obviously the Ethereum merge is coming in. They've got a set date for the 15th of September, and I'm going to be trying to do a live stream where we look at the network and see what's happening on that actual day. And then we're going to look at the network hash rates of other coins, because obviously a lot of GPU miners or ASIC miners will be hopping over to different networks. So we'll get to see what the Ethereum merge actually does to all of these coins. But before the merge, I want to make sure that you guys make the most profits out of mining. So this video is more aimed at people that already have graphics cards and they're not really running them at the moment, or they have a gaming PC and they just want to make an extra bit of money on the side. Basically it's going to be going over what coins to mine before the merge so that you can make profits before Ethereum switches and then all the profits go down the drain. Obviously the coins could be okay, but most likely every coin is going to be unprofitable to mine. So if you have a look here at the Ethereum price, we're sitting at $1,900, which is alright. Assuming it was at $2,000 around 8 hours ago, something like that, but it has dropped significantly down $100. This is probably because of the hype of the merge is just kind of worn off right now, so we know we're going to see a bit of a dip. But this price is still good for mining and it brings in decent profits on different cards. So let's go over to what to mine and we'll see which cards we can make profits on. So for the 3090 we just have a standard 10 cent per kilowatt hour of energy, and for the 3090 we can make $2.47 per day in profit. So I've done the calculation and $2.47 gives you $74 in the next month basically. So today's the 15th and that will be exactly a month until the Ethereum merge actually comes in. So you're going to make $74. So I believe that the 3090 is actually less efficient than most of the 30 series cards. So if we go for a 3060, let's go for a 3060 Ti because they are very efficient cards, and we calculate it, we'll be getting $1.29. But obviously the profits on that will be higher because they're more efficient. If we do $1.29 times 30, we can see that we have a $38.7 profit. So around half of what you would in a 3090, but the efficiency is better on a 3060. So let's just say that the range for the 30 series is going to be between $80 and around $40 in the next month. So I'm saying if you have a 30 series card, I would stick to Ethereum mining. Now it's a little bit different for the 20 series cards. If we click on a 2080 Ti by here, and we click on calculate, we can see that the top coin is actually Zero. I personally would go for Flux, but Zero will do as well, just because Flux is a bigger coin and there's more places to sell it. So you'll be able to sell it quicker than you would Zero. So with the 2080 Ti we can make around $1.26 per day. And that's going to be a profit of $37.80. So it's kind of half of what it is for the 30 series cards, but obviously it matches up nicely with the 3060s and the 3060 Ti's. Now if we look for Ethereum's profit per day, you are going to be making around $1.06 per day, but it's not as much as Flux or Zero. I'm going to say personally, if I had a 20 series rig, I'd be mining Flux in this next month. Just because after that, basically all the profits for any coin are going to be down the drain. So I want to make sure that you guys make the maximum profits off your cards in the next coming month. This could also change, but I see that Flux is kind of hiked up in price and it's kind of had a steady for the last like 6 days, something like that. And Ethereum still, I think it can fluctuate a bit more than Flux does. So for the 20 series cards, I'd just stick with Flux for the next month. Now if we look at the bottom range for the 20 series cards at the 2060 by here, we can see that we're making around 71 cents per day. Obviously Flux down here is 62 cents, but as I said, Zero is not really one that we want to be mining, just because there's not a lot of places to sell it and not a lot of liquidity on exchanges. We could mine Ravencoin, but I feel like Flux is going to be better because you'll be collecting parallel assets, which will get paid out later in the future, even when you're not mining. So this is going to stack up and you'll get more profits plus the 62 cents per day. So if we take 62 cents per day and times it by 30, we can see a profit of around $18.06. So the range for the 20 series cards will probably be around $40 to $20. And as I said, with the 30 series cards, it's going to be $80 to $40. Now if we look at the 10 series cards, we'll start at the top with the 1080 cards. Let's click calculate and see which coins are the best. Obviously Zero is always a good one. The amount of exchanges that actually accommodate it are very low. We have here Ycash. I've never actually mined that before, but still for the 10 series cards I'm gonna still have to go with Flux on this one. You can make 72 cents profit, which is more than the 2060, and probably the 2070 is probably on par with that. So if you go over to the calculator and just put the calculation in, we can see that we're making around $21.60 per month on a 1080 Ti. Now if we go for the lower end, I'm not going to go with the 1050 Ti just because it's really bad for mining. So we're going to go with the 1060 and see what we're saying on that one. So for the 1060, I'd stick with Ethereum. Obviously it's not going to be loads of profit because they are less powerful cards at 34 cents profit per day. That's going to equal around $10 per month. So still, this is just going to be extra change sort of thing. Obviously, if you have more 1060s or more 3080s, something like that, on a rig, these are obviously going to be times by how many cards you have. So for 1060s, I'd just stick with Ethereum mining, probably the same for, 1070, 1080. But if you want to do 1080 Ti, I'd stick with Flux on that one, or Zero Coin. Now lastly, I want to look at the 1660 Supers and 1660 Ti's. If we calculate here, we can see that Ethereum is obviously on the top. These are very efficient cards on Ethereum, and they have been for a while. 57 cents profit per day is going to net us around, so this is an extra $17 per month. And if we change the card to a 1660 Ti, we can see that we're making around 57 cents per day. So if you have a 1660 Super or a 1660 Ti, they're basically the same when it comes to mining. I know they do different things for different graphics cards, but for Ethereum mining, they're basically the same. So you're going to be making $17 on either the 1660 Ti or the 1660 Super. If you have a 1660, it's probably best to mine Flux or Ethereum. It doesn't really matter at this point. They're just very efficient on both networks. I'd stick to Ethereum just because of the price influx. It's going to be better for Ethereum than it would be for Flux. But if you want to stack some parallel assets, I'd stick to Flux because you're going to be paid out later on whilst the profits are down for other coins. So overall, I'd say for the 30 series cards, let's stick with Ethereum just because, that's the main one for 30 series cards. For 20 series cards, I'd either go for Zero or Flux just because the profits are good on there. I'd stick with Flux just because of the parallel assets. For the 10 series cards, if you have a 1080 Ti, I'd go for Flux or Zero. And if you have anything under that on the 10 series, I'd stick to, stuff like Ethereum. Obviously with 1660 Supers and 1660 Ti's, you're going to want to stay with Ethereum, and for a 1660, you're going to want to go with Flux. So that's it for the video, guys. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to do this for the AMD cards. I probably think that the AMD cards won't be as good on Ethereum. They'll probably favor stuff like Ravencoin or Firo, but we'll have a look at that, and if you let me know in the comments, I'll do a video on that.